Season 1 of Work Later Drink Now ended on a bit of a cliffhanger, but instead of picking up the story from there, this new season starts off with a different thread. While the first 2 episodes have plenty of familiar faces popping up for old fans, this pilot week serves more as an introduction to our main protagonists for new watchers who are unfamiliar with their friendship. The show starts off 1 year in the future, and our foul-mouthed, unhinged, alcoholic trio has disappeared. Lost without his main writer, PD Kang Bok-go scours every corner of Korea to find them. He follows the scarce breadcrumbs they have left behind and eventually arrives at a secluded mountainside. Our heroines are surprised to find Bok-go intruding on their retreat, and the show rewinds back a year to explain how they got here. A day before starting her chemotherapy, Han Ji-yeon runs away from home to enjoy an unplanned excursion. She does yoga in the ocean, finds rare flowers in the mountain, and drinks rice wine all night long. Her best friends An So-hee and Kang Ji-go worry about her sudden disappearance and use her social media posts to track her. Once caught, Ji-yeon rattles on about wanting to live her life one last time before chemotherapy strips her of everything. But to her surprise, her friends scold her for thinking too small. They suggest spending a whole week doing what she wants, and thus, the trio goes partying, drinking, and paragliding to Ji-yeon's content. After a rambunctious week of fun, the 3 friends return to the hospital expecting to be admonished for their reckless behavior, but the doctor stares at them in shock. The tumor in Ji-yeon's breast has shrunk, and it is nothing short of a miracle. Hearing the news, the friends decide to take an alternative approach to cure Ji-yeon and head off to the unknown. With the combined efforts of their oddball skills and some training at the arcade, the 3 of them find a perfect spot in the woods to build their new home. Though their task seemed impossible at first, they manage to succeed by leaning on each other for support, and eventually, life in the wild becomes manageable. Unfortunately, Ji-yeon's tumor has not shrunk since the last time, and doubt starts to creep into So-hee and Ji-go's mind. They wonder if they made the right choice, but unlike the others, Ji-yeon remains bubbly and optimistic. She puts all her trust in her friends, so they continue living off the grid and experiencing a plethora of incidences, a ghost, a hog, and Bok-go's intrusion. The biggest challenge for them is winter, and the friends are at a loss when Ji-yeon catches a cold. Ji-go tackles the ghost problem in hopes to cure her friend, and So-hee looks for herbs in the snow. While searching a cave, So-hee runs into a horribly CGI'd hog who actually helps her find wild ginseng, and after feeding it to Ji-yeon, she gets better the very next day. Surviving the harsh winter, they return to the hospital, and this time, the doctor gives them good news. As time passes, the prognosis is positive, and eventually, Ji-yeon only has to come back in a year. The friends celebrate as they leave the hospital, and after 26 months, the trio returns to their old hangout. They share their first drink in years, and laughing through her tears, Ji-yeon thanks her friends. In the epilogue, Bok-go asks the 3 friends individually when living in the woods was the hardest. So-hee says that the beginning was the toughest, Ji-go tells him that nothing was difficult since her friend was sick, and Ji-yeon spaces out as if contemplating something important but then asks him what the question was again.
Hey, top down on the 405, half hour late, we on LA time.